it's never too early or too late to start creating your retirement plan. By creating your retirement plan, you can take control of designing your future retirement lifestyle. However, tackling the creation of your retirement roadmap is not without challenges. So here with more is Carmen Wu from Egan Burger and Weiner LLC. Welcome, and I don't know where to get started, but that's why you're here. So tell us, how do you begin creating a retirement plan?
Well, you have to have a starting point. In order to determine what your retirement is going to look like, you need to figure out what kind of income you're going to have, right? And in order to do that, you have to make some assumptions. So many experts use 70 to 80% of the income that you actually made while you were working.
Okay.
So for example, if you made $100,000, right, you would need $70,000 to $80,000 in retirement.
Oh,
and so that's just one of the guidelines that you can actually use to get started on a retirement plan.
But what happens if you change jobs frequently? I mean, in today's job field, you may be at this job for 3 or 4 years, you may be at another job for 5 to 10 years before you actually say stay put somewhere.
Well, remember, one of the things that you have to keep in mind is that when you think about how long you're actually going to be in retirement, you need to get started on saving as soon as you can. Remember, time is your friend, so the longer you have to save and the faster you start saving, the better. Whether you change jobs or not, you still have to think about paying yourself first.
Paying yourself. Okay, so how many years does one spend in retirement?
So I think we have a chart for that.
Okay.
Most people, one of the things that we don't have a choice on, Julie, is getting old, right?
Right.
We're all going to grow old and we're all going to retire. And so when we look at lifespans, most people are living quite a long time, and they're spending 20 to 30 years in retirement. And if you look at the chart, the odds of a 65-year-old person today living to the age of 90, at least in a married couple, they're looking at living to 90. One of them will live to 90 about 50% of the time.
Wow.
So 20 to 30 years in retirement, think about that.
And you need that, for example, 70 to 80 grand if you typically are making $100,000.
If you're making $100,000, that's one assumption you can make, yes.
So when it comes to saving, how much should an individual save for retirement?
Well, one of the things that I always recommend as a financial advisor is the sooner you start, the better it is.
Right.
And save consistently if you can as well.
Okay.
And so when you're looking at retirement, one of the things that you want to be able to do is save anywhere between 10 to 15% of what you earn. Okay. Unfortunately, another chart that we do have shows that your average American actually is saving under 10%, actually even below 5% sometimes.
So going back to your $100,000 example, you should be saving $10,000 a year.
You should.
You should.
That doesn't always apply because life gets in the way.
Right.
But as long as you have time, if you start, the earlier you start, the more you
you're
going to have, because lifespans are increasing, and also with that means that the amount of money you need in retirement is also increasing.
Right.
So
when should I or anybody step out and talk to a financial advisor?
Well, the earlier, if you're having problems saving and you can't get yourself disciplined, you always need a coach, someone who can actually assist you in getting started. And I found that a lot of times when I get the younger, the younger adults coming to us at Egan Burger and Weiner, it's easier to get them started on a discipline, even if it's just a little bit at a time. But again, if you start younger, time is definitely your friend.
Your friend, absolutely. Yes. Is it true? I heard a statistic that between the ages of, say, like 20 and 30, whatever little bit of money you have, you typically just blow, and then you take from 30 up until retirement, and that's when you actually start saving.
Yes, because I think a lot of times what happens is people go through college, if they do attend college, and they start living for today and not tomorrow.
Right.
But I think that a lot of people today are actually looking at retirement because of the amount of years that they see their parents actually spending in retirement.
Right.
But yes, typically that tends to be, the case.
The case.
Yes.
All right. Well, Carmen, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're
Where
welcome.
can we go for more information and get in touch with you?
So Egan Burger and Weiner are Our website is ebwllc.com, and if you go on there, we certainly have a lot of tools to get you started, and certainly the sooner you educate yourself on it, the faster you'll get started. Or certainly, I hope that.
Yeah, and the sooner you can start saving money.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you.
We appreciate it. All right. Well, stay with us, folks. We have more of Let's Talk Live coming up right after the break.